Hey guys, it's Lynn. Welcome back to my channel at Fidget DIYs, where I fidget with literally anything to make home decor on a budget. I post new content every week, and you can connect with me on Facebook or Instagram. Today's video is part of 12 Days of Christmas, a collaboration hosted by Brenda from Rustic and Lace DIY and Jackie from Crafting in Mimi's World. Their channel links, as well as the link to the playlist, will be in my description box. I'll tell you guys more about the playlist here in a minute, but for now, let's fidget. This first one's pretty easy peasy. I've got a big bell and a little bell, and I'm going to do 2.5 coats of Snow White by Waverly. And once I was finished painting those, I took them off their little sticks, and I grabbed my hammer and hammered down the little knobby on the big bell. And then that was actually, it worked the first time around, which was cool. And then I just glued those two together. And now I made the hat off screen, y'all. I'm sorry. It's just cardboard, and I painted it black. Now I've got this green velvet ribbon, and I put some little frillies at the ends of it. And now I'm just going to glue it to my little snowbell. Now I tried to put the hanger through the top of this bell, and it wasn't working, and I couldn't find my embroidery needle to thread it through, so I pivot. Here I'm just putting the hanger underneath the hat, and then I'll put that on my little snowman's head, and it held together surprisingly well. Once that was finished, I got a skewer stick, one of the small ones. You can get those at Dollar Tree, Walmart, pretty much anywhere. And I snipped off the very tippity top of that skewer stick, and I'm going to hot glue it to my snowman's face. And it was completely unintentional, but the holes in the bell on the top looked like his eyeballs. It was totally unintentional, y'all. Anyway, so here I'm grabbing some greenery, and I'm just going to embellish his hat a little bit with some berries. And then you see I got my orange paint sitting there. I'm going to get some of that, and very carefully, because I already attached it, I'm going to paint his nose. And now it's all finished, and I think he turned out adorable. See how his little eyeballs are the part of the bell? Anyway, y'all let me know what you think of this one down in the comments. Alright, the 12 Days of Christmas collaboration. It's 12 days in the month of October with a new theme for each day. We are on the last day, which is Christmas bells. You guys can see the other 11 days on my channel, or check out the host links, or check out the playlist link. With all that being said, though, let's get back to the crafts. Alright, to start for this one, I've got this plastic wine glass from the Dollar Tree, and I left the base of it off. Now I'm coming in with my heat tool, and I'm going to burn the very tip of that connector piece off of there altogether. And I want to put my heat tool away safely. Y'all be safe with your projects. So I'm going to pop that off of there, and I did sand the top of it a little bit. And now I've got a skewer stick that I stuck in through the bottom of that thing and through these 4 beads, ranging from big to on the bottom to small on the top. And here I'm just getting rid of all those little glue spider web things. I hate those. Ugh. And now I'm going to come in with some Apple Barrel multi-surface black paint, and I did 1 coat over the whole thing. Now I got this metal plate thing, and I'm doing some holly leaves and berries with my hot glue gun. And I'm going to scrape those off of there and then glue those to the front of my little handbell here. And that's just going to give it, some raised embellishments to it. And I'm going to paint them, I got words, y'all. I'm going to paint it black. Now I'm going to come in with some copper metallic paint by Artist Loft. And I'm just going to take that copper and that black and just alternate between the two, getting the color right to my liking. Now I've got this Blue Cloud by Apple Barrel, and I'm going to sponge it and use my brush, and then sponge it and use my brush, and I'm going to make it look oxidized. I've done this before on my channel. I think it's such a fun technique. Now here I'm hot gluing together a piece of greenery that I'm going to put onto the base of my little handbell. I made a green ribbon, or bow, yeah, green bow with green ribbon. And then I did a small gold one to go over the top of that. Now I've got a gold pine cone, and I'm going to put that in between, or on, you know, in the middle of those bows. Lord, I can speak. And here it is, you guys. I think this turned out super pretty as well. It's like, where's my breakfast? Y'all let me know what you think of this one. Alright guys, the scripture of the day. And he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. Therefore most gladly I will rather boast in my infirmities, that the power of Christ may rest upon me. And I just love this one. 2 Corinthians is one of my favorite books in the Bible. Anyway, you guys start a discussion down in the comments if you'd like to. Let me know what you think of the scripture. Now, back to the crafting. Alright, for this last one, I've got this folding partition thing that looks like church windows. And I'm just going to take one of those panels off and use that for this project. I didn't do anything to that. Now I've got all these bells, and I'm going to make them rusty and, yeah, rustic. I'm just painting some burnt umber on those and sprinkling on some cinnamon. That's a nice way to get texture, make it look aged. And once I was finished with those, while they're drying, I put together 3 of the Jenga blocks, 3 more Jenga blocks, and then I put those together. And that's going to be basically 4 rows of 3 and 2 sets of 6. Y'all get it. You see what I'm doing here. Once I finish that, I'm going to take my spackling and close up the points where all of those little pieces meet. I wanted it to be a little more flawless looking, you know, a little nicer. And then I came in with some Apple Barrel multi-surface black paint, and I did 2 coats over the top of those, except for the sides where I'm going to use glue. Now here I got some twine, and I'm tying knots into the tops of the bells, cutting off the excess, and using some hot glue on the string to make sure it doesn't untie. That twine does that sometimes. And I just did that with every single one of those bells, and I measured them according to the holes in the window. And I didn't show y'all all that because the window's big. But here, I'm putting together the frame, or the base. And look what I did, y'all. I did it upside down. I'm like, oh no! I had to flip it around. And y'all can see the bells are jingling. Anyway, it got a little big for its britches on my screen here. Now you can see me doing greenery. And I wound up doing that greenery on the bottom of the front of this, because it was hiding the bells by doing it in the back too. And I added some to the top. Y'all let me know down in the comments, what do you think about this one? I think it turned out looking so high-end and pretty. I don't know. I just love it. I think it's my favorite one. Y'all let me know what you think of this one, and which one today was your favorite. That was it for today, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you'll subscribe if you haven't already. Like the video if you liked it. And share the video so we can continue to grow the community, and it really helps my channel. To all my subscribers, your support means the absolute world to me. I love you guys. Until next time, y'all have a blessed one. I'll see you in the next one.